All right, guys, welcome back. So like I mentioned, I just want to show you this really quick tab in the Financial Calculations Worksheet, all about tracking your contributions in your IRAs and your withdrawals. So on this side, we have traditional IRA, we have after-tax or non-deductible contributions. So what you can do is you can list the year and the amount, it'll total it for you here at the bottom. So if you're just adding normal pre-tax money, you don't need to keep track of that. But if your income has gotten to the point where you are putting in non-deductible contributions, it's important to track it. Make sure your accountant knows. I've found that a lot of times this is missed. People don't understand that they're not getting a deduction or haven't for years. And so they have to kind of go back in history, make sure their accountant knows, hey, these are non-deductible. Okay, it's important that you keep track of it. So let's say in 2022, you can enter in the new year, and let's say all $6,000 was non-deductible. It's going to keep the total right here at the bottom for you as you go through. Okay. Now, same thing over here with the Roth IRA. So let's say that 2015, you added 5,000, 2016, you've added 3,000, but then in 2017, you actually withdrew some of those original contributions, which again, you can do with zero tax repercussions. You can always take out your contributions with zero penalty and zero tax due. Okay. When you take the growth out, that's when penalties can kick in if you haven't met the other requirements. So you've put in 8 up to this point. Let's say in 2017, you need some money. Let's say you pull out 2,500. So you're going to put a negative 2,500 there, okay? And that's going to take it out. So overall, you still have $5,500 worth of contributions in there. The rest is growth, okay? That's how you keep track of it. If you withdraw money from any IRA, Roth or otherwise, the custodian, okay, if you have your account at Fidelity or Vanguard or whatever, they are not going to keep track of whether that money is taxable or not taxable. This money is not taxable. They are not tracking that. They just send you a 1099-R, which is for retirement distributions, and it would show the dollar amount that was distributed out of the retirement account, and that's it. But they're not going to get into fussing about whether it's taxable or non-taxable. That's up to you. So that's between you and your accountant. Or if you're your own accountant, it's between you and you. Okay, so you got to keep track of it. So if, let's say in 2017, you did withdraw $2,500, you are going to get a 1099-R with $2,500 withdrawn. If you are younger than age 59 and a half and you just add that in and file it with your taxes, then that $2,500, you are going to get a 10% penalty on the growth. If you just say it's all, if it's just normal, 25% penalty, plus you could owe the taxes as a result, okay, for early distribution. The rules around that, just depending what type of IRA you're pulling from, right? But you could be hit with taxes and penalty if you do that. So you need to make sure that when you do this, you would put that in as, hey, this is a return of contribution. You need to file it appropriately with your accountant to make sure that this amount is not taxable. Okay, it's not taxable to you. Same thing over here. If you're pulling out money, it works a little bit different in a pre-tax IRA when there's after-tax and pre-tax money. It usually comes out proportionally. So if 10% of your account is after-tax money, 90% is pre-tax. Well, whatever you pull out, then 90% of that amount should be taxed. 10% shouldn't. Okay, so it's more proportional. On the Roth, if you're pulling out contributions, you just need to specify, hey, this is all contribution. And the IRS, typically, they look at it and they say, first in, first out. So they would account for, if you're pulling any money out of your Roth, first you are pulling out original contributions. Once those are used up, it's growth. So you just have to specify that. But you can add that in here. Say in 2018, I added another $5,000. Then it keeps a tally there. Okay, so one easy way you can keep track of those and over time. All right, that wraps it up for this video. See you guys in the next one.
Simple tracking now saves big headaches later.